Good afternoon. In this video, I'm going to do again an issue of Neo-Confederates, lies, and again, I'm getting comments on my videos. Just continue the line. People just put the myths up there. War wasn't about slavery. It wasn't about slavery. Lincoln even said it wasn't about slavery. Here's his second inaugural speech, where he lays out the cause of the war. In his third paragraph, 1/8 of the whole population were covered slaves, not distributed generally over the Union, but localized in the southern part of it. These slaves constituted a peculiar and powerful interest. Yeah. Few people owned a lot of slaves, which means they had the money. That's what the money issue was. Big plantations. Or knew this interest was somehow the cause of the war. People lie about slavery. They weren't fighting for slavery. That's exactly what they were doing. To strengthen, perpetuate, and extend this interest was the object for which the insurgents would rend the Union. They did not like Lincoln being elected. It had nothing to do with states' rights and nothing to do with the freedom versus tyranny issue. Oh my God, Lincoln, he's a tyrant. We got to be freedom. They wanted to expand because slavery would die if it wasn't allowed to expand, and they wanted to perpetuate slavery. That was it. So stop your lying about the cause of the war, what the war is fought over. Now, two different goals going on here. One's extended to expand slavery. One's trying to limit the expansion of slavery. The North admitted they could not end slavery. They weren't going to end slavery because it was still constitutional. It would take a constitutional amendment to end slavery. They knew that. That's why that 13th Amendment had to be passed. To strengthen, perpetuate, and extend this interest was the object of which the insurgents would rend the Union, even by war. While the government claimed no right to do more to restrict the territorial enlargement of it. That's why these guys always come back and say, well, they weren't fighting to end slavery. We knew we couldn't end slavery constitutionally. We knew he couldn't end slavery constitutionally. But as they tried to use that, the issue was that they were saying, no, we have a right to stop the expansion of slavery into territories. That was what the goal of the immediate goal was. Eventually, as Lincoln points out here, the end of the goals changed, and slavery became an issue where the North said, we're going to end this now. But they still ended the Constitution. They had to put a Constitution amendment. But don't deal with these guys, man. These people. You King James Bible believer, you love truth. Stop believing the lie. If you're going to cite something in there, cite the truth. Don't tell me, oh, you need to read this guy, you need to read this guy. Put the truth in there. I've told you, the Vice President of the Confederacy, he made the issue was what slavery. Lincoln admitted the issue. All knew the issue was slavery. All knew. This lie, this myth comes in. The Confederate flag represents freedom and against states' rights and against the tyranny of the federal government. No, it represented the tyranny of keeping millions of people in slavery. That's what they were fighting for. That's what they were trying to do because they wanted to expand slavery into new territories. And they didn't like the fact that Lincoln ran on the platform of stopping the spread of slavery. It had nothing to do with tariffs. It had nothing to do with the fact that, we can't have this government, because it's tyrannical and, we have to leave, because we're freedom-loving. I'll show you how freedom-loving the southern states were, the issue. We know what gun control laws started. Started in the South to keep blacks from getting guns. That's how freedom-loving the South were, And of course, you spoke out against slavery, they just hang you. Freedom of speech, they hang you in the South for that. So don't give me this garbage about the freedom-loving South. Please, please. It's lies. The fact of the matter is, the North did not go to end slavery initially. They knew they couldn't end slavery, but they were going to bring the South back into the Union, and the goal was to end this expansion of slavery, so eventually it would end on its own. It would die its own death. And the fact is, around the world, slavery was being ended. British ended it. The anti-slavery movement in England ended it peacefully, and over years, and these other things. Countries are ending slavery. The United States, they had a vested interest because of cotton and things like that. They keep this thing going, and they didn't like the election of Lincoln. But don't please, this myth, the myth of the freedom-loving South under the under the Democrats, the Jim Crow laws and all that stuff, and people get up there and say they want to act like the South of then today is the South of then. It isn't. It isn't. And like one side was Christian. Lincoln made the point. He said both sides worship the same God and both sides read from the same Bible. And that was exactly true. And so the idea is like, oh, these are heathen Yankees up there. All three denominations split over slavery: Methodists, the Presbyterians, and Baptists. All split over. They have Northern Baptists and Southern Baptists. They are the Northern Presbyterians and the Southern Presbyterians, and the Northern Methodists and the Southern Methodists. So stop the lies. Stop the lies. And if you can come on here and try to defend it, bring a fact. Bring a citation, bring a fact. Lincoln admitted, it said very clearly in the second inaugural what the issue was. So you're supposed to be King James Bible believer, you're supposed to love the truth above all. Don't keep spreading lies and myths. And that's what this Neo-Confederacy is about. The myth that the 18th century, 19th century South was the bastion of libertarian freedom, you know, representing, you know, free, you know, the Bill of Rights, you know, and it wasn't the same South. It wasn't the same South. And so they weren't defending anything. They were defending a privileged caste system. That's what they were building in that system. And it had to be broken up. It had to be broken up by the scriptures. And people, you know, actually read the scriptures and said, this is all a lie. This is, you know, don't be deceived. Don't be deceived and be brought back into the lie that this is all about, you know, economic, you know, and we're going to go in there and, you know, the federal government's evil, and, you know, and Lincoln was a tyrant. Yeah, Lincoln was doing what he was supposed to do. You want to read Tyranny, read Jefferson Davis, and how he was treating the South, the Confederacy, the stuff he was doing to abuse civil rights during that period of time. But that might be too much truth for you guys to handle. Amen. Thank you.